Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me. My name is Bree, and for today's practice, we are just gonna move some energy around. When life gets busy, it's easy to get lost in thought or having ourselves be buzzing around in our heads, and it's not maybe the most familiar practice to get into the body. And sometimes when we feel this very frenetic energy, we just need to move, right? To kind of discharge some of this maybe anxious or highly charged energy. And so for today, we're going to move through some playful transitions and different shapes and poses that maybe will offer a bit of a challenge. So just staying curious with it all, staying creative, and seeing if you can have any judgmental or critical parts. Maybe take a seat and soften back as we go through it. So we're going to start seated on the shins, and we'll take a moment just to ground ourselves. If it feels comfortable, closing the eyes or softening the gaze down, and maybe bringing one hand to the heart and resting the fingertips down on the earth. So kind of tenting up that other hand. And just take a moment to settle in, letting the breath flow at a natural rhythmic pace. And just sensing into the body, noticing any pulsations or vibrations. Maybe one that's most noticeable or perceptible is the heartbeat underneath the hand. And just breathing into it. And maybe with this hand that's on the ground, seeing if you can imagine growing roots out of each fingertip down into the earth. And just rooting yourself into this moment. Maybe begin to deepen the breath. Relaxing the shoulders down, softening the muscles of the face. And just breathing into this space. On your next inhale, we're going to press down through the shins to lift the hips up. Arms go wide, reaching up overhead. Exhale, draw hands down to heart center. Inhale, arms go wide, lifting up the thick air. And exhale, drawing hands down slowly to heart center, almost like you're moving through honey. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, find some resistance, slowly drawing hands to heart center. This time we'll inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, plant the right hand as you extend the left leg long, finding a modified side plank. So left fingertips reaching over towards the right, maybe finding some movement here. We're shifting the weight into the right hand as the left toes lift, drawing belly in towards spine. And then exhale, plant the left foot and turn the left toes towards the top of the mat. And then we're going to windmill ourselves up, dropping left forearm to thigh and sweeping right arm overhead. So coming into this modified extended side angle. Seeing if you can draw the shoulder blades back together, finding some opening in the chest. Maybe left forearm presses into thigh, and see if you can find some sensation in the hips. And then inhale, bring you to center. Exhale, bring the knees back together as you come to heart center. Inhale, arms go wide, reaching up overhead. Exhale, left hand plants, right leg extends long, right fingertips reaching over towards the left. Finding your side plank. And maybe shifting the weight more so into the left hand as the right toes lift. Engaging the core. And then right foot plants, turning the toes towards the back of the mat as you lift yourself up, dropping right forearm to right thigh and reaching over with the left fingertips. Steady breath. Finding softness here. Inhale yourself up to center, bringing right leg back to meet the left. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, lowers you down, reaching over with the left fingertips. And see if you can plant the whole sole of the left foot down as we're going to move into a side plank. So maybe finding some movement here, bending the knees, moving back and forth. And then begin to lift the right leg up, maybe wrapping the right toes around the leg. And seeing if you can really press down through that right hand as you lift the hips up towards the sky. Getting really big and archy here. And then begin to shine the heart down, gaze down, left hand plant, send yourself back into tripod down dog. So right leg is lifted. Exhale, bring the foot in between the hands, drop that back knee down. Inhale, lifts you up, Ardha Hanumanasana, low lunge. Full round of breath in. Exhale, begin to send the hips back, lengthening that front leg forward. Finding Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. So hips reach back as the heart pulls forward. Feeling a nice stretch in the back of the right leg. And then begin to bend that right knee, right foot plants, and scoot that back knee behind the right ankle. So coming into a twist, situating yourself however is comfortable. And then wrapping left hand around the right knee and right fingertips plant behind. And maybe coming into that gesture that we started our practice with, planting fingertips down and maybe hand comes over heart. And breathing deeply into the twist. Exhale, begin to release yourself out of the twist. Hands come forward. And we're going to make our way into standing half splits. So left leg lifts. And then exhale, release the left foot down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Step back, downward facing dog. Full round of breath in. And exhale, let it go. Begin to shift yourself forward as the knees bend and drip down to touch the earth. And then rotate yourself back to center, meeting with hands at heart center. Inhale, press down through the shins to lift you up. Exhale, release the left hand, right leg goes long. And then seeing if you can plant the whole sole of the right foot down. And begin to feel into your side plank. As we then press down through that left hand, left toes lift, maybe wrapping around the right leg. Reaching over with the right fingertips. Really pressing those hips up towards the sky. Gaze down, Rotate yourself down and around into tripod down dog. Extending the left leg long. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands, drop that back knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, release the hands as the hips go back, leg lengthens. Draw the heart center forward, relaxing the shoulders down the back. Breathing into the back of the leg. And then begin to bend that left knee, left foot plants, and drag that right knee behind the left ankle, finding a seat, and then begin to work your way into a twist. Maybe fingertips touch behind and right hand comes to the heart. Breathing into the heart space. Begin to slowly unwind as you shift yourself forward, hands come forward, and extend the right leg long. Standing half splits. Exhale, release the foot down, forward fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale, sigh it out. Begin to shift yourself forward as you soften the knees down to touch the ground and coming back forward, meeting at hands at heart center. We're going to keep building on from here. So inhale, press down to lift you up. Exhale, release the right hand down, left leg lengthens, planting the whole sole of the left foot down, finding some buoyancy here in the knees, and then begin to lift yourself up. Maybe right toes wrap around, sending the hips up towards the sky. And then gaze down. We're going to do a bit of a tilt-to-whirl kind of movement here. Plant the left hand, right hand reaches up as we rotate ourselves around. Finding Vashisthasana, a variation of side plank. Maybe the right knee bends and the right hand meets it. Steady breath here. And then begin to gently drip the toes down behind you. Maybe sink the hips down, open up, wild thing. Big full body stretch here, or front body stretch. Chest, throat open. And then exhale, sink the hips and send yourself back around, tripod down dog. Exhale, bring the right foot through. Drip the back knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, release the hands down as the hips go back. Heart pulls forward. Ardha Hanumanasana. Bend the right knee, right foot plants. Drag that left knee behind the right ankle. Find your twist. Soften here. Begin to unwind from the twist. Shift yourself forward. Hands plant in front. Left leg lengthens up. Exhale, left foot meets the right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release. Step back, downward facing dog. Breathing in fully. Exhale out, empty out. You're going to shift yourself forward, dropping the knees down, rotating yourself towards center. Hands at heart center. Inhale, press down through the shins, lift all the way up. Exhale, release the left hand, right leg lengthens. And taking a moment to play around, explore. See if you can plant the whole sole of the right foot down. And then begin to press down through the left hand as the left toes lift into side plank. Steady breath. Gaze down at the ground. Right hand plants as you rotate yourself around, finding Vashisthasana. Maybe left knee bends into a tree pose variation, and left hand meets the knee or thigh. And then gently drip the left toes down, maybe sinking the hips down to then press up and open up. Wild thing. Big opening in the front of the body. And then maybe sinking the hips down as you rotate yourself back around, tripod down dog. Exhale, step the foot up in between the hands, drop the back knee. Inhale, stack the spine, low lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands, hip goes back, heart reaches forward. Half splits. Begin to shift yourself forward, bending the knee. Right knee comes behind left ankle. Wrap the right arm around. Left fingertips tent behind. Breathing in. Maybe sigh it out. Begin to slowly unwind as you shift yourself forward, hands plant in front. Right leg lifts long. Standing half splits. Exhale, right foot down, forward fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, release. Step back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Begin to release the knees down towards the ground, finding center, hands at heart center. We'll go through this one more time now that you have an idea of what to expect. So inhale, press down through the shins, lift all the way up. Exhale, release the right hand, left leg goes long. Taking a moment to settle in. And then when you're ready, lifting yourself up, side plank. Gazing down, planting the left hand, spin yourself around, finding a variation of Vashisthasana. Maybe left hand or right hand plants on the right thigh. And then gently tap the toes down behind you, maybe sinking the hips down. As you inhale, open up, wild thing. Finding opening in the heart. Exhale brings you back around, tripod down dog. Exhale, footsteps in between the hands. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands plant, hips go back, leg lengthens as the heart draws forward. Bend the knee, plant the foot, left knee scoots behind right ankle, wrap the arm, and rotate towards the right. Breathing into the twist. Begin to slowly unwind as you shift yourself forward, hands plant, standing half splits, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot meets the right into a forward fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, release. Step back, downward facing dog. Full round of breath in and out. Begin to bend the knees, drip them down. Coming back to center. And last time on this side, inhale, rise up. Exhale, left hand plants, right leg extends. Taking a moment to feel in. Bringing left leg up, Vashisthasana, side plank, hips go high. Gazing down, planting the right hand as you rotate around, finding a variation of Vashisthasana with a tree pose. Maybe left hand to left thigh. Finding steadiness. Releasing left toes behind. Inhale, open up, wild thing. Release the hips down, circle back around, tripod down dog. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands plant, hips go back, leg lengthens, heart draws forward. Bend the left knee as the left foot plants, and drag that right knee behind the left ankle. Wrap the arm around and come into a twist. Begin to release yourself out of the twist, shifting yourself forward as the hands plant in front. Right leg lengthens and release right foot down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back, downward facing dog. Exhale, drip the knees down, and this time send the hips back, child's pose. Arms reach long. Taking a moment just to breathe in and rest. On your next inhale, begin to drag the hands back as you sack the spine, coming to a seat on the shins. And then just finding a seat on the booty, lengthening the legs long in front. And finding Dandasana, staff pose. So maybe pulling the booty out from underneath you to help sit the pelvis forward. And finding length in the spine, rolling the shoulders back, some opening in the chest. And having the hands rest by your side. Reaching through the crown of the head. Finding strength in staff pose. And then on your next exhale, begin to fold forward. So maybe fingertip toeing the hands towards the top of the mat as you fold and round down. Breathing into the back of the legs, the back of the heart. Letting everything go. And on your next inhale, begin to Lift yourself up, and we'll meet in Sukhasana, a cross-legged position. And maybe bringing that hand back to the heart and fingertips to the earth as we close out our practice together. And once more, tuning into the vibrations and pulsations of the body, maybe a little bit more noticeable at the end of our practice, given all the movement we just did. And taking a moment just to breathe deeply as we close out our practice, really breathing into that heart space, feeling the hand press against the chest and the heart kisses back. And just noticing maybe your energy, what has shifted, maybe what has stayed the same. And then we'll bring hands to heart center and bow forward, sealing our practice with thanks and gratitude. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I look forward to practicing with you again somewhere on your mat. Namaste.